Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a quick update on Katherine Magbanua. So as of today, July 29th of 2022, she appeared in courtroom 3G where she was there for her sentencing. So she ended up with a life sentence without probation or parole. She was also charged with an additional 60 years for her count 2 and 3, which were conspiracy and solicitation to commit murder. And they are to run consecutively with the life sentence. Before the sentencing, it was only one victim impact statement that was read, and it came from Shelly Markel, and she spoke on behalf of the Markel family. She spoke about their bond and how close they were, and how now, since of this incident, all of the responsibility falls on her. She talked about Dan's confidence and this mischievous twinkle in his eye. She talked about his smile. She talked about how she sees the same confidence Dan had in her son, and how she was wondering, because of their genes, does his sons have that same confidence? She spoke about not being able to see her nephews, that she hadn't seen her youngest nephew since he was 5, and how he looked so much like Dan. She talked about them not being able to grow up with Dan, that he wasn't going to be able to instill those same values and things that he had because he's gone. So the one that got me the most is, even if they did develop some of his characteristics and some of his traits, who would be there to tell them that they got that from their father? Because the Markel family has not been with those kids since all of this has happened. The Adelson family has kept them away, which is really, really sad, because they are missing a whole half of their family, which obviously love them and want to get to know them. And the Adelsons feel so entitled to keep these kids. This is just my opinion. She speaks about how just a week ago was Dan's 8th year death anniversary, and that how every day has been hard for the Markel family. She concluded her statement by asking the judge to give the harshest sentence possible based off of justice and based off what Dan stood for. So Katherine didn't speak for herself. She allowed her attorney to speak on her behalf. The attorney goes on to state that Katherine does think about Dan and the Markel kids every day, and that she can understand the heartbreak that the Markel kids are going through. The attorney states how everybody that has been in contact with Dan says how wonderful he is, and how these kids are missing out on a great person, and that she's going to give the letters to Katherine so that she has a chance to read them. And I guess it just clicked for me that during all of this, Katherine had never even met Dan. So she didn't know what type of person he was. And just to bring this type of loss to somebody that you never met is crazy. Her attorney did speak about why Katherine's family hasn't been in the courtroom, and she basically said it's because of the media coverage, how well respected Dan was, and that she was trying to protect her kids. Katherine's attorney finishes it up by saying that this case is still ongoing, and Katherine wants each and every person associated with this case to be brought to justice. She also asked for the lesser sentence on counts 2 and 3, which she was denied. In my opinion, she looks broken, and I think it's finally like hitting her that this is not a joke, and that the Adelson family can't get her out of this with all their wealth and all their connections. And I feel like she's going to give up Charlie, which I believe she absolutely should. If she can somehow work a deal where she can get herself a lesser sentence, she does have 2 kids dependent on her. Speaking of Charlie, he was also seen in room 3G for a pretrial release, which is supposed to be ruled on within the next 60 days. So I'm definitely going to be looking into that to see if they give him bond, which I believe is absolutely crazy. Why would you give him bond when he's on recording saying that if his family was implicated, that they would have already booked a flight? That's the craziest thing that anybody could do. Again, that's all my opinion. So the state's attorney office is gearing up for his trial to be started in 2023 between January and March. And the state's attorney wants it to be a 3-week long trial. I'm definitely going to be tuning in because I feel like his trial is going to get the rest of the Adelson family implicated in this case. And I am here to see who did what. I mean, we all got a gist of what happened, but I want to know the backstory. Like, was it Donna that was like, all right, Charlie, enough is enough? Like, find somebody, or was it Wendy that was like, I can't do this anymore, brother, help me? All in all, this case is really sad. Like, from what I gather, Dan Markel was a really stand-up guy. Everybody that talks about him very, very, like, respectable, very lovingly, saying how wonderful he was. And this just shouldn't have happened. Anyways, that's the end of my rant. Tell me, guys, what y'all think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe if you made it to the end of this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you.